Now, if you own a BMW motorcycle, you've probably come across Wunderlich. They're a German brand. They've got about 3,800 odd components they make for all manner of BMW motorcycles, past and present. They manufacture all their own stuff. They do suspension, clothing, and they've just recently broke into the market by doing some parts for the Harley Davidson and the Ducati Desert X. Now, Wunderlich are renowned for their high quality components, materials that they use, and the way they're designed and manufactured. And I've certainly been using them. Some components like the Wunderlich tank bag I've been using for over 8 years, and some other parts I've been using for 5 years onwards. I've been continually purchasing Wunderlich, and I've been using them as a trusted manufacturer. But not all of their components have been, can I say, as successful as others, and we'll look at those, and I'll give you an idea of how durable their kit's been, what it's like for real world usage, and whether I'd buy it again. Okay, let's take a first look at the elephant tank rucksack. You needed basically a mounting adapter for it, dependent on your BMW, which has got some great advantages actually, because obviously you can then, if you've got multiple BMW motorcycles, you just need to buy one of these adapters, and then your tank rucksack will fit on all of them. So I've had this actually on my bike probably longer than any other Wunderlich product, because I just left it on the whole time. So it's been on literally for about 3 or 4 years without ever being taken off, because obviously you can get access to your fuel tank through that. So the question is, has this marked in any way my plastics on my tank? Let's go and have a look. So as you can see, I mean, like I said, I've kept this on my bike for multiple years in all weathers, dirt and rain, getting underneath the adapter, and you can see there's a very slight wear here, a little tiny bit here, and on the actual tank opening filling point, I can't think of the name, you can see here it's very slightly worn that away, and again here where the straps, I don't know if you can pick that up, you probably can, here on either side. So real minimal stuff. So that's pretty impressive that the material underneath it has not really damaged it in any way. It has, you see here, but that's covered anyway with the adapter, so that's not a problem. So yeah, pretty good. And here you can see on the actual adapter itself where it's been sat on the tank opening and worn away over the years, and here where it's been sat collecting dirt. But again, and here you can see which actually the GS from my tank protectors actually embossed itself into it. But a really good job of that. This material is super soft, and it's done a pretty good job of protecting my my tank. Now, the old elephant tank rucksack, still 100%. I brought this like document holder fairly recently, within the last couple of years, but I mean, this is old. This is now in the region of, I think, 8 years old now, this tank rucksack. I've taken out the plastic insert in here that forms rigidity in it to keep it more sort of stable and in shape, basically because it was just too big for what I needed. I think if you're going on road touring, it's brilliant, it's a really good size, but over the years I've sort of evolved into a bit more off-roading, and it was a little bit too big when I was standing up, so I removed the plastic piece inside here just so I could squash it down a bit. All the zips 100%, they're YKK, no problems at all. The stitching on it 100%. So this standard elephant rucksack is not waterproof. I know Wunderlich now do a waterproof one, and I would have purchased that. Obviously, for me, riding in all weathers, it is far more practical. What I did buy was an aftermarket cheap rain cover. Wunderlich do their own, which is, I'm presuming, is much better than this. It bellows at speed on the motorways. It's not particularly very good. So yeah, you know, for me, I would have got the waterproof one if it was available at the time. The one complaint I have got is with the map holder that comes with the rucksack that sits on top. At speed it's fine, from design here it's perfect, doesn't move about, it's all good. But what I've found is that this is actually not waterproof, and I've put maps in before and route cards and things, and they've become damp. A lot of the time just from condensation, because I do motorcycle camping. I find that in the mornings with the temperature difference, condensation gets inside this and then ruins the map. Wouldn't be a problem if you were taking the tank rucksack into hotels and things at night, but also during heavy rain this has not been 100% waterproof, and I've had to basically buy an aftermarket proper map waterproof pouch that I then insert inside the Wunderlich one to make sure it stays dry, which is a bit of a pity, but okay, there is ways around it. More recently I got the waterproof handlebar bag. I think this is the media one. I think you can put your mobile phone in there, looks great. No problems with that, all works as you'd expect, sort of standard blue lining. This is 100% waterproof, but be aware, because it is, if you put anything damp in here and then close it up, you can probably see sort of mould spores forming, and that does happen if you've got something that's 100% waterproof and you put something damp in there. I think I put a cloth that I used to clean the lenses on my cameras, put it in there, left it in there, then obviously mildew and stuff forms in there, so just be aware of that. You do need to air it now and again. But yeah, no complaints with this. I've only been testing this probably for about 2 years though. One thing I'm not particularly that impressed with is these side bags. These side cases, I'm not sure if, I think they're a universal fit, but I'm not sure if they fit on certain models better than others, but these are sold as fitting the 1200, which I've got. I find they don't seem to fit very well on the into the frame, so that they tend to stick out, and that's the problem. I think the idea behind them is great because you can get quite a bit of weight in there, like toolkit, quite low down on the bike. But I found once you've got your boots on, that they force your feet too far out. Now with that frame bag fitted on the right hand side, I found that it pushed into the bike, and I'm not sure if it caused my rear brake reservoir to snap. I can't prove it. It might not have been, but it did certainly snap, which is unusual because it's tucked quite far out of the way. Maybe it was the bag, maybe it wasn't, I don't know. These little fairing bags are great for things like your sunglasses. They have faded over time, you can see here, but work 100%, no problems with them at all. They're really handy. Again, I think they do the waterproof version. I would have got those, but they weren't available when I got them. They've stood up to the test of time. Leave them on my bike all the time, just for bits and pieces. Great. Now the Wunderlich side stand extender, brilliant bit of kit. You can see how much increase in surface area you get from this side stand, and I've had this in all kinds of terrain, in mud, on grass, soft wet grass, and it hasn't sunk in at all, even when the bike's been fully loaded. Excellent bit of kit. You can see here on the base of it how much of it's worn away, but fantastic bit of kit, no complaints whatsoever. Well done, Wunderlich. So I've got the upper and lower crash bars on this bike. These aren't the original. Originally I had the black powder coated ones and then switched out to the stainless steel ones, which are light years better. Get the stainless steel ones, they're way better. Now, worthy of notice, I've dropped this bike 4 or 5 times, always on the right hand side, don't ask me why. And you can see here a scratch, so that's the only damage sustained on the bike from where it's fell over. And yeah, there's a definite little gouge should I say, in the covers here. Yeah, okay, so I'm guessing that because I don't know, I'm guessing these steel crash bars flexed in and hit it. I don't know, or maybe a stone got in there. Highly unlikely. It's exactly where the crash bar is, but it is interesting. But they have retained form, they haven't bent. Let me show you underneath. Yeah, you could see here they've taken a bit of a light abuse, nothing too serious, but these are sort of realistic, dropping in your car park scenario things. So regarding the upper crash bars, I don't think the only time I've ever used these is to carry additional bags on. They never ever hit the ground, and I think that's the nature of this bike. All that's ever hit the ground is you can see here, is my bark busters, and the lower crash bars have taken always the brunt of a fall on this bike. So yeah, of course there is the off chance that this could hit the ground. It hits a rock that's protruding out, but for me it's never happened. But they are excellent at carrying auxiliary 6 litre bags on the front for distributing a bit of weight. Radiator guards, no issues at all. I presume they've done their job, hopefully. Yeah, high quality, no issues at all with those. Guys, so there you have it then. That's my summary on my long-term use of Wunderlich kit and equipment over the past 8 years. Any questions, as always, whack them in the comments. Stay safe, keep riding, and I'll see you out there. Take care. Bye-bye.